Really, it is 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. So as soon as I started changing my diet, adding in great nutritious shakes and, feeding my body good balanced meals like the plates that we were talking about, that's when I saw like great results. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of It Takes Grit. It's taken us freaking ages to get ready for today's podcast because you had got the wrong hat on, and then you wanted to adjust yourself, then you needed to pee, then you get a drink. Are you ready for today's podcast?
I feel great. Yeah.
You're like a diva in the green room having all of this attention.
I like to be ready.
Yeah. You feel ready?
Yes, I don't do this every day like you do. It's like you just knock it out to me. It's like I need to,
Take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, great. Well, welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of It Takes Grit. First of all, thank you so much. Everybody's given me so much support on my very first book. If you watched last week's episode, you'll see how excited I got for actually holding this in my hands. So, Cory, what do you think of the book so far?
I love it. The cover is just absolutely beautiful.
You haven't read it, have you?
No, I haven't. But I know a lot of what it's about because I've been with you throughout you writing it, and I consulted you on a lot of different parts.
That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. That is.
My name is.
Excuse the F word, but that is absolutely ridiculous. No. You even read it? Where's your name?
Oh. Anyways.
I know you spilled a drink all on the floor. Okay.
It's okay. It's carbonated water, so it's not. Penny. You want a sparkly drink.
All right, let's get to this podcast. So yeah, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who's already pre-ordered the book. It's going to be out in September 2020, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. And we're going to be talking about a few of the things a little bit more in depth on the call on this podcast today, because we're talking about our training program, what we do to stay in shape, and how we stay motivated. I know that one of the big questions for a lot of you guys out there was like, how do we stay motivated? And I don't even know how I stay motivated in this relationship with you. That's a whole other story. That's a whole other episode. But we wanted to really break down what it is that we do for our fitness, what we eat on a regular day, and also like the mindset, the motivation, the personal development that we do as well. And also from two people as well, like one guy and you got a girl's version as well. So first of all, Cory, how does it feel being back on the podcast? Apart from you just...
It feels great. I'm just happy to be here for the fans and everyone that showed so much support last time. Like it's amazing.
Is it warm your soul?
I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel honored, to be honest.
So we met almost 4 years ago, and I got Cory started on the nutrition plan that I used it's coming up to 7 years now. And I had always, not really understand the importance of protein, or maybe just like, I thought that having protein shakes would make you bulky. And I think that's the thing that a lot of women find. And I know that you have some clients, we work with people one-on-one to help them with their nutrition plans, is that you feel like you're going to get bulky if you eat a lot of protein. And, that's really not the case. You have to eat so much food and lift heavy weights to be able to really bulk up. But let's go over to Cory first of all, and why was it that you switched to the nutrition products that I use, apart from the fact that you have to, and what difference did that make to you? Because we're going to talk about nutrition first, and we're going to go into training, and then we're going to talk about what keeps us motivated.
Okay. So why did I switch to the products that you were using? Well, before I started using these products, I was just kind of a guinea pig. I would use any product from anywhere, whether I buy it from Costco, from GNC, from whatever. I had no consistency, I had no brand loyalty to any one product. So I met Rebecca.
Why do you think you didn't have any, because there's loads of people out there that buy products from Costco or whatever, but they're then switching between. Why do you think that people change products?
A couple different reasons. One, I don't think I ever had really anyone coaching me. It was just kind of like, you'd see the packaging at a store and you'd buy that, or a friend would tell you some random thing and you'd buy that, and then next time you go, you jump to a different pre-workout or protein, and that's one thing. And the other, I don't think I ever tried anything that I was like, oh my gosh, I love the way this makes me feel, or I love the results that I got with it. So kind of a combination of not having the direction from someone and not truly being in love with the product.
Right, and that's one thing that we do is obviously if you guys know us that you know that we use supplements and we use to supplement. Supplements are things just to supplement your day. So if you're not reaching your daily vitamins and minerals, it's great to add this in. We have a healthy shake for breakfast every single morning with our tea and our aloe, and we also have a pre and post workout shake. But we eat so much other food throughout the day, and thank goodness Cory is a really, really good chef because he keeps me fed. So when Cory is at work, I have meal prep delivered, so that's the way that I stay on track. Otherwise I probably wouldn't eat anything, or I'll be ordering something from a restaurant. So I have a certain place. I get my stuff from a place called Catered Fit. It's amazing. I don't have any affiliates with them. I just really like them. They have a whole variety of recipes. They have a whole variety of meal prep. I get 2 meals ordered a day, and sometimes I mix it up. Sometimes I get some of the breakfast stuff because maybe I want some like eggs as like a mid-morning snack. Always have my shake for breakfast, but maybe I want some like eggs or something, and then I'll either get the dinner or the lunch, and they do like vegan and vegetarian, pescatarian, the whole thing. So it works for everybody. I'm not sure if it's available in the rest of the world, probably just the United States, but it's available everywhere, and I just get 2 meals a day delivered, and it makes it super simple for me. But Cory is a very good chef, and I want you to talk, what's the importance of having a balanced plate? Like, what do you need on every single meal? Like your lunch and your dinner or your breakfast. What is the 3 components that you need to having a healthy meal?
Okay, so 3 components every meal. I mean, you might hear people refer to them as macronutrients, but you need a protein source, you need a carbohydrate source, and then you need a healthy fats source. So those are the 3 that you will hear, that make up a balanced meal in the right proportions. And Rebecca has a good way of how to just measure them off the top of your head or hand or... Yeah,
so we do not weigh our food. This was one of the questions that people said, is like, do you weigh your food? Like, how meticulous of it? I've never ever had, I don't cook, so there's no way I'd even be weighing anything. Have you ever weighed your food? You've never like dialed in and... No. We've never weighed our food, and we don't even have a scale here for that. In fact, we don't even have a scale here to measure our body fat, like our own weight. We don't use any scales. Right? So we don't weigh any of our food, but what we do is we use our hands. So if you put your hand out right in front and you've got your palm, that's kind of the size of protein that you need. If you put your hands together, that's how much, basically vegetables. So like veggies, maybe you can have some of the fats in there as well. And then a fifth size is your complex carbs. And maybe like fats, we talk about protein, complex carbohydrates, and the veggies. Like fats, I would say like maybe like half a palm size or something, because if you're gonna have an avocado, you don't need a whole avocado. You don't need to be eating avocado all day long. So, and you get your good fats too in salmon. One of our omega-3 supplements that we use has good fats in as well. So if you're like, hey, I'm struggling of how do I know that my meal or my dinner or my lunch is going to be like something healthy, just think about having it colorful and having that protein, complex carbohydrates, and also your good fats. I want to talk about complex carbohydrates and carbohydrates because some people are so afraid of carbs. And we had this thing in England that like there was like this no carbs before Marbs. Marbs is Marbella. It's like sharp on my and like everyone goes there at summer, and it's like a really cool like hip place. But like they would say like don't have any carbs before Marbs, and a lot of times I think they do bikini competitions, right? They take out the carbs, but what's the like after effect of like why do we need carbohydrates?
Because the carbohydrates is fuel, is energy at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, if you're not having carbs, you're essentially going to be withering away. Like if you're ever in a position that hey, you want to grow a perky butt, you want to put on lean muscle, like you have to have carbs. And I think we've become so afraid of carbs. There's definitely clean carbs and there's definitely not clean carbs. Clean carbs being your brown rice, your oatmeal, your white rice is another, quinoa, those things, whereas a not clean carb would be a donut, would be, bagels, would be stuff like that. So
yeah, because if you're training all the time and you're not eating carbs, then you're just burning away at your muscle, right? You're just like losing muscle and because it's taking away energy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need carbohydrates, and yes, you need the clean carbs. And look, we have ice cream in the fridge right now. There's some chocolate in the fridge, but we're not eating it all day long. We're not eating a bunch of crisps. We still make sure that I would say 95% of our day is like clean. And then we'll have 5% where we might treat ourselves. And when we're having ice cream, we're talking like maximum like 3 or 4 scoops.
Little
spoonful. So yes, we still eat. Cory drinks lots of alcohol, and you can still.
Lots of alcohol.
Cory drinks alcohol, so you can still stay in shape with that. But it's really about the overall picture. Like, you can't just go clean one day and then the rest of the 5 days that you're like not eating healthy. It's all about balance. So a typical day for us is we wake up, we have our shake aloe tea within 30 minutes of waking up, and then we'll have our first protein snack. And typically when Cory's here, it's like eggs on toast with avocado, whole wheat toast, avocado. Then lunch, what did you have today? You had chicken salad?
Yeah.
Do you have any? Yesterday you had chicken where you had some rice in it as well, so you had some carbs yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, the salad today I had grilled chicken, and then it was like a leftover arugula salad with some nuts and some strawberries, and then I just added some brown rice in there because, again, I wanted to have that carb source.
Yeah.
And then again, with the whole carbs thing, it's like you can't be afraid of carbs. However, you need to have activity going on. You need to put those carbs to good use. So if you just sit around like, oh, carbs are good for me, I'm gonna eat brown rice and oatmeal and all this stuff all day, then you sit on your ass. It's like, well, yeah, like you're not putting that good clean energy anywhere, and then, ultimately that could turn on to actually putting on weight. So
yeah,
clean carbs and then go do some strenuous activity.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's the thing with like the carbohydrates as well. It's like you need to be able to doing like what Cory said. It's like, yes, you can have that balanced meal, but make sure that you're getting and we're going to talk about the training too. So we'll go into that in the fitness section next. So yeah, then we'll have like lunch together. I normally have my meal prep. Like today I had some tofu and some broccoli, and there was some like noodles in there as well. And then we'll have an afternoon snack. Right now we're really into our protein donuts. They are amazing.
Delicious.
So I'll have it with a cup of tea. Cory might have a coffee with his donut, and then dinner tonight. You told me that you're cooking, so I'm excited for that. What are you cooking, or are you not?
Yeah, I don't know if I think that might be out the window.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So,
no, now that you mention it, I'm like, it's 4:00, and we might, maybe tomorrow night.
Okay, so what are we having for tomorrow night?
I'll probably thaw out some fish.
Yes, we have a freezer full of fish.
Yeah.
Cory goes fishing and brings back, well, sometimes, most of the time you come back drunk, but sometimes you come back with some fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so then tonight, I actually have eaten all my meal prep, so hopefully it's going to be delivered, otherwise you're in trouble.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so then later that night, we might have some cottage cheese. You are often going down the fridge to get some cottage cheese late at night.
Good late night snack.
Good late night snack. Probably a little bit of ice cream. Maybe we'll do some of our Tony Robbins relationship course tonight, or we'll do some watching some Ozark. That's what we're currently watching at the moment.
Where we're at.
That's where we're at. So always getting that last protein snack too, because what happens is most people don't eat anything after like 7 o'clock at night, and then they don't eat breakfast till like 8 a.m. in the morning or 7. That's 12, 13 hours where your body's not gone without food. And to keep your metabolism going, you want to be able to, you want to eat, right? It's those times where you don't eat that your body starts to store fat. So we don't do any fad diets or anything. We don't do any fasting. We don't do eat this kind of food then and this and then change it over. We don't take away carbs. We don't do carb cycling. I'm a pescatarian. Cory eats everything. We still drink alcohol. We still have treats. And I feel like we do a pretty good job of like really staying in shape and pretty lean. And honestly, it's all down to, eating balanced meals throughout the day. And then also our supplements that we add in as well that keeps us like high nutrients in our bodies. So that's a little bit about our eating habits. And let's talk about training. Okay, so workouts. Obviously, it's been a little bit different because we have been in quarantine. Typically, we'll go and do a couple of workout classes together because that's something fun for us to do, and I get inspiration from workout classes with new exercise moves and everything. And we'll do like a class where it's like body weight exercises, but with, with heavy weights as well. Do you want to talk about what you do to keep in shape?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a strong believer in diversity with working out. Like I don't believe in being like a one-trick pony. Like, it's not like I don't just go to the gym and lift weights. I don't just do yoga. It's like you want to be a well-balanced, individual. So I'm all about stretching and staying flexible because I think that's very important, especially going, as you age and preventing injury. I love doing strict weightlifting. Rebecca and I will do like 45-minute, like just full-on HIIT workouts with weights added in there where your heart rate's elevated. You're also getting muscle, training your muscles in there. We've done Pilates before. I think anything in the name of fitness and mixing it up, and you don't want to always do, like, even if you do my workouts or Rebecca's workouts, don't do the same one every single time. I know some people like, oh, I love this ab video. Well, you want to confuse your muscles after a while. They might get used to like those exact same 5 ab movements. Well, you just, you want to create that confusion and bring in some variety into your workout routine, and that's helped with me, like just being a well-rounded person. I feel like I'm in shape, I don't get injured much, and yeah, I feel good.
And that's exactly why I created the burn calendars, because it is different every day. You do get to do your Pilates, your yoga, your HIIT training, your heavy weights. I like to do a mixture of stuff. We like going hot yoga as well. Just kind of like diversify it, mix it up, and keep it interesting. And then it stops your body from hitting that plateau. Most important thing after you work out is having protein, is getting a post-recovery shake. Yes, you can have some chicken after you work out if that's what you feel like, but chicken isn't going to have your BCAAs or your L-glutamines in, and whey protein is the best for post-workout because it's going to deliver quicker to the muscles. So you've been pumping, all day long, and you've been working out your muscles, then you want to feed them straight away so it starts to build that muscle. Because technically what you're doing, I don't think most people know this, but when you're working out, you're breaking down your muscles. That's what you're doing. You actually break them down, you tear them so that they build back stronger. But if you're not eating the right foods, it's impossible for them to build back stronger. So, I was guilty of it. I would go to the gym all the time. I would run on the treadmill, and I would wonder why I was never seeing results. And I would do all of this work in the gym and go and eat sweets or chocolate and something and be like, why do I not have abs? And really it is 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. So as soon as I started changing my diet, adding in great nutritious shakes and, feeding my body good balanced meals like the plates that we were talking about, that's when I saw like great results. So yeah, I like doing a whole mixture of everything. It's fun.
Yeah.
Keeps it a bit more exciting too.
It does.
Oh, I've missed hot yoga though. I need to go back to a hot yoga class. Hopefully they'll open up. Here. All right, so that's a little bit about our fitness training program. I think that's very obvious for you guys that see what we do. We literally just do follow along the workouts that's on Burn. And we've been doing some really fun backyard workouts as well while we've been in quarantine. All right, so finally, let's go let me just talk about weights first of all. I do, because I know that some people said, like, how do you know when to increase your weight? Your weights, your dumbbells. How do you know when to increase your weights? Do you increase your weights still?
Yeah. I mean, it depends what type of workout you're doing. I mean, if you're doing like sets of stuff, I feel like, if you're in that, anywhere from 8 to 12 repetitions, like by that 12th one, like you should be struggling. Like, I mean, we're talking like to failure. If you're not going to failure with the current weights that you have, then two things. One, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. And then 2, you don't have enough weight on there. So if you can get 12 repetitions of the weight you currently have, then and you feel like you still got some gas left in the tank, then up your weights.
Yeah, and you're not going to get bulky.
No, God no, you're not going to. Yeah, I know you hear it more from females, and you probably hear it all the time. Like, do not think that you're going to put on, get massive biceps or quads or whatever. Like anyone you see in a fitness magazine or that you may be drawing inspiration from, I can almost guarantee you that they're doing some heavy squats, way heavier than you're probably even doing at home. Like we're talking like 100 plus pounds on a squat rack.
Yeah.
So
it's really, really hard to, and you're not just going to wake up one day looking like the Incredible Hulk. You're going to see your body changing. Like I remember when we first met, I was definitely like bigger because I had stronger shoulder muscles, and that's what I was working on. And it came to a point where I was like, okay, like I'm good. I feel like good here. And then so you're not just going to wake up one day and be like, oh my God, I'm jacked up. Like you're going to be able to see the changes happen. So don't panic there, and up your weights. And there's some exercises where you're only going to be able to ever lift a certain amount of weight. I mean, flies for me, like I don't know if I'll ever be able to just get 25 pounds to fly. Like
right.
you can't. There is some limits with stuff, but especially when you're working your lower body, you want to get heavier weights. Upper body is going to be lighter weights, just because your legs are obviously bigger muscles than your arms. So you definitely want a different set of weights for your legs than your arms. And doing 2 pounds and squatting is not going to do anything. Literally nothing. Okay, cool. So let's talk about motivation, because this is the question that a lot of people had. They said, how do you stay motivated? Do you want to start? How do you
Well,
stay?
you start. You're like the queen of motivation, so hit them with it.
How do I stay motivated? I so love what I do that I feel like I have a responsibility to help people. And I want to keep on delivering videos. I want to stay in shape because it makes me feel good. I want to keep, every single time that I do a workout, I feel incredible. And these lives have been like so much fun because I really feel like I'm literally working out with you in real life because we're doing it live. And that really motivates me to keep on going. But I think that I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, and workouts, release endorphins. They make me feel happy. I feel like a rush afterwards, and staying on my nutrition plan makes me feel good. I don't feel good when I've, maybe, eaten too much ice cream the day before. Like, my skin doesn't feel good. And look, we all go to a point sometimes where we're like, maybe I just went a bit too far. And then I know, I'm very aware of how I feel. I check in with myself. But I think that motivation is just like a word. It's like the action is what gets you motivated, right? But I'm not motivated anymore. I'm not necessarily motivated. It's just part of my life. This is just what I do. This is what I love. And I think when you find something that you absolutely love doing, you never feel like you're working. It was Saturday. I think I worked 8 a.m. till 11. I worked till midnight. I mean, how many hours is that on a Saturday? And I'm just motivated to do it because I know that what I'm doing is working. It's helping people. It's changing the world. It's a purpose. And I think that I guess it's almost like addiction to getting better, to getting 1% better. And where I am in my life right now, it's everything is just, it's go, go, go. And it's just keep on going. But it never used to be like that. I felt like I had to get the momentum, and I wanted that momentum so bad with my results and with my business and everything that I did, that was a priority. I think whatever you want in life, if you put that first, it happens.
Yeah, agreed.
So what keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated? I think having a strong sense of why are you doing it, and being tied to it, because so many times with working out is you only have so much willpower, and pre-workout can only motivate you so much. Both
right.
Those things, they will run out. So that's when you find out your why you're actually doing it. They always say, when the why is strong, the how is easy. Finding out your why, which for me, my why is really feeling good. I know, being healthy, I'm very in tune with my body, and I truly know what it feels like to feel good, to feel energized, to feel mentally clear, to just feel in my peak state. And that's a why for me. But with anyone, I even tell clients of mine is find your why and get emotional with it. And an exercise to find your why is keep asking yourself why. So you could ask someone hey, what results are you looking for? They're I want to lose weight. Well, why do you want to lose weight? And they might be so I can have more energy. Well, why do you want more energy? Well, I want more energy so I can keep up with my kids. Well, why do you want to keep up with your kids? So I can be a good parent. Why do you want to be a good parent? So I can feel happy with myself. You dig to that root cause of it, and you ask yourself why enough, and you'll finally find it. So next time you're, debating whether you should work out that day or whether you should or shouldn't eat that cookie or whatever, you're going to go back to that why and be okay, this decision is no problem.
Yeah, and it's having the why, knowing what your why is, the real why, because if it's not your real why, you won't do it. Because you can say, some people say, oh, well, I need to work out because of my kids, and then they don't work out. Well, then that's not your real why. Because if it is so strong in you, then you would do it. Second is, one of our top values is health. So health is, it's definitely, I think was it's our top 3 or something, maybe my second and your second or something. So we know your value. Like, is one of your values health? Like, if your value is in health, if it's not that high up, ask yourself, why is my health not that high up? Because, you know, as Jim Rohn says, the only place that you have to live is your body. Your body is the only place that you have to live. So health is one of my top values. So therefore, if I'm meeting my values, right, if I'm meeting my needs, it's me working out and it's me eating healthy, because that's my value. And my values are going to meet my needs. And my need is to be healthy, right? So it's my value. And so I think that if you know what your values are, and if health is up there and you're doing things repeatedly that are not in line with that value, you've got to ask yourself, well, why do I need to reevaluate my values? Do I need to reevaluate about what it is that I really want? And I think we don't work out for physique. I mean, yes, I like to feel good. I like to have abs and whatever, but I don't even think that between the two of us, we're not vain, and it's not really about aesthetics. It's literally, I know when Cory needs a workout because he starts to get grouchy or whatever. I know when he's hungry, like he needs to fuel with a good food. And how do we feel like maybe when we've had a couple of drinks the night before and then we eat, you know, maybe not the best thing the next day, we don't feel that great. We're not showing up for the best for each other. So, you know, I think it's just knowing what your value is and how your health can influence somebody else. Like, I don't think I could be with somebody who wasn't into fitness or into their health, because I need someone to be able to look after themselves. Because your health is so important. It's like number one.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about, you know, if you were in a relationship with someone, or even if you guys are not in a relationship with anybody, you're in a relationship with yourself. How is that relationship going if you don't have your health?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
God, Cory does this all the time. Health is so important in a relationship.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's like ground zero, really. Because if you're, I don't know, when you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you show up your best self for your partner or for your business or for any of those other things? I think it literally is ground zero, because I know for myself, when I'm, you know, not taking care of it, I don't show up with the same energy. I don't show up with the same enthusiasm. I don't show up with the same, you know, want to get better and all that. So I really do think it is, ground zero for.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's like knowing what your why is and your values. So I think that's one of the main reasons that we stay motivated to keep working out, because value and health is one of our big values, and we want to keep showing up for ourselves. So if you're out there right now and you're like, hey, you know, I want to be more healthy, like think about who that's going to influence around you and yourself. I mean, like, that's huge, just to have your own health in hands and you in control of that. And you guys get to decide if that's one of your big values. We also do lots of personal development as well. We listen to Mark Hughes, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Tony Robbins. We love Tony Robbins, and we've been to a couple of his events as well. So we do invest our time and our money going to these events and going to things and, you know, getting things online and spending our time, you know, fueling our body with, yes, good nutrition, but also our mind with personal development. So we'll often listen to podcasts from people that we respect and look up to. I know that you listen to Ed Milet, and we listen to a couple of Chris Harder's webinars, podcasts as well. So it's constantly us working on ourselves. We're definitely not perfect. We mess up all the time. Our relationship's not perfect. Like, the dogs are not perfect. Everything is just not perfect, but we're figuring it out, and we're just prepared to keep communicating, to keep leveling up, to keep getting 1% better, and to finding out how we can just, you know, become the best versions of ourselves, not just for each other, but for our own personal gain as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. That was fun. Like, I feel like we never really laid down what we really do. Right. You know, I know that you guys have had lots of questions about that as well. So if you want more details about our fitness training and nutrition plan, and you want to create your own one, in here, there's our morning routine, nighttime routine. Cory is the king of nighttime routines. You can get this. It takes forever. Don't worry, I shortened it in the book because nobody has got enough time to do Cory's nighttime routine. People have lives, Cory. People have lives. So guys, thank you for those of you who already bought my new book, It Takes Grit. It's available on Amazon, or you can go over to the website, rebecca-louise.com/book. Click on the button that says Outside USA, and we can ship it from you right from the store. See Alfie in the corner. He's ready for some water. He's about ready for some water. So thank you so much for joining on this week's episode of It Takes Grit. We love you guys. Make sure that you subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. You also subscribe if you're listening on iTunes, Spotify. Leave us a review. Let us know what you think. So if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting a result that you don't want, now is the time to change. So you need an open mind and you need a good deal of